Reality is, the more risk you take, the luckier you get. So people need to learn to take one big risk a day. Every day take a risk and build up that risk muscle, because risk is where success comes.
Risk must be taken for the greatest. Hazard in life is to risk nothing.
Take the biggest fucking risks of your entire life right now. Remember, you have time.
I think that most people, the reason that they lack success in their life is that they lack the courage to make the decisions that need to be made to put them in the position that they want to be in.
You can get so scared, and you can be so easily lulled into the idea that good is good enough, that feeling safe and comfortable is what you should always be looking for. That way of thinking, in your 20s in particular, dead fucking wrong. I want you to start to create this mindset of taking risks and going big.
Yeah, dog. Thomas G here once again with another live stream. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to smash the like button, drop a comment. Always remember, I'm not a financial advisor. For damn sure not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. Don't ever allow an influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you could get wrecked. You could lose it all. All right? Hold on. I need to remove myself from the screen. Give me a second. There we go. And we're back in the house and grab the cap. Look at that. Welcome to the channel. Yes, today is the TitanX DeFi 3.0 going parabolic. ETH surge equals massive opportunity. Live stream. You see the TitanX video? Shout out to Marco the Hexagon. Marco the Hexagon for sending that way back in the day. So, yeah, it's been a minute. But guys, before we get into it, all right, shout out to R2R. A lot of you guys are in the R2R VIP group, Telegram group. I put a pinned message in there and a meme token. That if you didn't see it, I posted this video in the R2R chat. I didn't pin it for a reason, because the previous pinned message is a meme token on Ethereum. You're going to want to check that out. And thank me later for getting in early. All right. Also, don't forget, for $2.99 a month, the price of a Cambodian coffee. All right. You can't get a coffee for $2.99 in the States, but in Cambodia, you can get for $2.99 a Cambodian coffee. That's monthly subscription to my VIP members on YouTube, where we on a weekly basis do some live streams and some video content exclusively. If you want some extra Thomas G content, you want to see more hands-on what I'm doing in certain wallets, like on Torres, what else am I doing? OG Web Chef. I'm limiting that, hands-on wallet, showing all that good stuff to there. So that's a good way to support the channel, by the way. Also, don't forget, we can't ever forget, the official sponsor of the R2R live streams has been DexFi. Go to DexFi.com/bonds. They've already paid out $150,000, guys, in USDC. That's passive income over on Base. Current APR is 70.61%, $1,859,034.58. So don't forget the 58 cents is being used in Ethereum over on Base to mint the bonds, right? Where you get exposure to their passive income strategies that they use personally for their platform. And it comes with the complete expert entry and exit timing, which is precision managed liquidity and range settings, so you can earn your USDC stable token yield. All right, let's go back. Look at the price of ETH. What did I miss? Did I miss anything there? Oh, let's jump to the chat. Do not fade SCAT. Hey, is this Goo God or not Goo God? Is that Goo God? It may or may not be. I get the green light. You can mess with me on Telegram, because you didn't give me the green light, but I'll put it up. It's there. If you want, I'll show it. I'll bring it up. What up, homie? My bags are pumping. That's right. Not Goo God. LFG, let's go. This not Goo God though? I don't know. It's gotta be Goo. It's gotta be Goo. He's gonna hit me up in Telegram, give me the green light. Because R2R right now has the pinned messages. If you're in R2R right now and you're not looking at that pinned message for an opportunity, you're slipping, you're falling. You won't get up. You're slipping, you're falling. You got to get up. You remember that, Jam? How old are you guys? Let's see. Pull it up, dog. It's me. All right. Opportunities come, right? Opportunities come. Before we get into TitanX, I'm gonna hook up Goo real quick, and I'm gonna do not only when it comes to this token, but I'm gonna do like a full live stream on this the next day. So what is tomorrow? Friday? Happy Thursday, right? Check out on Ethereum. Now it's not. This is the meme token, right? And it happens to be where all the meme tokens pop off on Ethereum and Solana. So they're not on some like chain. It doesn't have popularity when it comes to meme tokens like a Pulse chain or a Sonic or a Bear chain. This is a meme token on Ethereum, okay? So check out Satoshi's Cat, everybody. Sat Cat, right? Satoshi's Cat launched 15 hours and 20 minutes ago. It's at a $58,000 market cap, all right? So this is going to be something that's going to be a big opportunity. The push is coming. I'm going to be doing exclusive content for it. I'm going to be, tweeting, doing all that good stuff. But you're going to see some collective energy surround these people, surround this meme token, and it's going to get that, that shove into success where everybody wants to go. Everything's community driven, right? But the people in this community and this token, I'm putting the money in. I'm putting the money down, right? A $58,000 market cap. What do you got? What do I got to lose here, right? This is an opportunity below $100,000 market cap, a meme token on Ethereum. Forget about it, right? Van reposted the stream. Thank you, Van. Not Goo God is a legend, right? Then we got Goo God the Degenerate. I'm getting confused here. We got two Goo Gods. One's not Goo God, but I know which one is who. So check that out. I'll be doing exclusive content on this tomorrow in a live stream, and then the members only get exclusive content like late night or possibly a Saturday. We'll see. But SatCat, I'll put the contract address in the comment section. You can thank me later because it ain't even started yet. But when the legs start kicking and grinding and pumping and you see this thing take off, don't tell me I didn't tell you. And if you're in R2R and you didn't see the pin, you're sleeping behind the wheel. All right, let's jump into it. So Ethereum right now, guys, I put the contract address to SatCat in the comments. All right, so check it out, do that research, join the Telegram. All right, things are starting to brew up. Ethereum, $3,642. All right, that's a big opportunity when it comes to TitanX, which TitanX actually happens to be. I find it to be like the ultimate leverage on Ethereum. And the thing about TitanX, let's pull up the chart. Let's log it up here. Look at the beginning of time, right? So we got this whole section here, and I'll put a big circle here. I'll erase it later. We got this whole section here, right? From the time it launched. And it's almost going to be 2 years old. TitanX is going to be 2 years old. What is it going to be? October 31st coming up? It'll be 2 years old. This right here was like the greatest time ever. You're very profitable with short-term miners. The price was up, but we were minting tokens. So there's that learning curve that happened at the very beginning of like, hey, do I do these short-term? Okay, cool. They're paying off. They paid really well throughout, the time of late November, early December, heading into January. But the inflation kicked in. And you know what happens after inflation hits, right? The price starts to go down because tokens are in circulation. So, we saw the good days here for a bit, and you were still very profitable in this range with the amount of TitanX you were getting, what you could get during that time with your miner entries. It was an incredible time in DeFi. I haven't felt that type of DeFi, like, seeing that type of DeFi pump or excitement since I'm talking about 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. It's 1 year, 8 months, 25 days ago. So 1 month, 8 days, 25 days ago was the last time I seen like historic crazy numbers in DeFi on Ethereum, which is like home of the DeFi, home of the meme tokens, home of everything right now. And I do talk about Bitness, which is on Binance Smart Chain, but that's completely like high risk, high reward. I always say, don't touch it with the 10-foot pole unless you really want to lose your money or you don't mind, right? You don't know how long it's going to last. TitanX been around already, 1 year and 8 months, it's going to be 2 years old. I haven't seen a DeFi DApp and that much Ethereum and that much participation in users come in at the magnitude I saw TitanX since the time it launched across all of the blockchains out there. It's been that long. So there's been a DeFi drought. Reason why you would have a DeFi drought is market conditions. We go into the downtrend. Bitcoin was down for a long time. Ethereum has been down, which TitanX is the ultimate leverage, right? So you suffer the consequence of not only when you're leveraged on Ethereum, you suffer the consequences of when it goes down. But when it goes up, that is when the magic happens with the TitanX. Now that we've seen, let me get rid of this. Sorry, I don't want to keep drawing on this. But now that we've seen, okay, let me uncheck it. Now that we've seen, how do I remove that? I never even used this thing. Boom, boom, boom. Either way, I'm okay. Now that we've seen everything play out and inflation is no longer an issue, now we could have a second wave effect where DeFi starts to become very popular again, and which I think it is. I believe it is, and speculating across the board. And Ethereum going up would be two, like, the best case scenarios coming together. All right. And a lot of people believe ETH is going to go to all-time high and greater. Some people think it's going to go 2x, 3x, whatever it may be. All right. That'd be super, super bullish for TitanX. But if a next wave comes in DeFi, it's not one of those things where, hey, we're going to get into TitanX and start to mint more, because now it's not, you're not getting as much bang for your buck if we started doing miners. And no one's going to do that, right? But they will go into like a Torres and express themselves in the form of DeFi and support TitanX, burn it, and get into a leverage of the actual TitanX token with the Torres token that's bonded to it. And that is going to be a thriving force, I believe, during DeFi. And I'll take a look right here. Let me go to Torres, right? Come check it out. Go to torres.win, right? If you want to see more, video content where I go into my wallet, I'm showing you what I'm making and how my stakes look and whatnot. The members only section down below. But I really feel Torres is going to be the big dog, right? And it's going to support TitanX. You can use TitanX and Ethereum on that DApp. Now, with that being said, we have a big wave of ETH going up. That's bullish for TitanX. The build on TitanX protocol known as Torres. It could be the one and only. There could be others to start to resurface again, or the ones that had already been created can rejuvenate, come back to life, and start to burn more tokens. Now, I want to take a look at the TitanX stat page, because we're not going to have to worry about inflation anymore with TitanX. No one's going to make miners. At this point, it's not even worth it, with the difficulty after 2 years almost increases every day. So now you're in a position where you're in supply control and the opportunity to burn more and more as time goes on, with very little out of the entire supply being in circulation. So if you look at if you go to app.titanx.win /stats, right? The build on TitanX protocols, they got 10%. The buy and burn, 30.46%. Bot burn, so the build on TitanX ecosystems, all those platforms burn 25.88%. Staked, 3.32%. Liquid is only 30%, right? The other 70% is amongst all the other ones I just listed. Bot protocols, buy and burn, bot burn. Okay, great. Now you got Taurus. It'll utilize TitanX, burn it, and that's a lot of good that will take place. But the ultimate, the thing that everyone has been talking about from day one, and it hasn't been touched. It's sitting there pretty at a $16,195,991 million value, 4,452 Ethereum is sitting in the buy and burn, waiting to be triggered. And that is going to buy the hell out of TitanX and burn it, right? At these prices. And we've hit the bottom here as we take a look. Guys, I want to remove that. How do I get rid of it? Oh, I can just refresh it real quick and then delete that off. But I want to be able to tell myself, like, hey, you got in here. So I started buying again. But look at that. We hit the bottom twice from March 31st all the way till, was it June 23rd? Wow. March. So that's April, May, June. It's 3 months. It took from point A to point Z to basically double bottom and then shift, go forward. Now, not too much, but not too little. That's a start. And that's with the whole Ethereum going up. I anticipate, if you bought down here, you got the bottoms. And with Ethereum going up, man, reaching this previous number here with 5 zeros and a 1.6 back in October 2024, I believe that's very, very likely. It's not going to take a lot of money, but the buy and burn being triggered is going to create an avalanche effect of dormant users. All right, the dormant users that fell asleep behind the wall or been chilling, maybe they DCA, maybe they stopped talking about it, maybe they stopped buying. Maybe they're just relaxing and waiting for things to turn around and then capture, a good DCA on the way up when they start to feel that things are moving, because ultimately everyone's waiting for Ethereum. But Ethereum takes off, guys, and a buy and burn even buys 1 ETH worth of TitanX and it starts triggering, it's going to create a lot of a major buzz. We're going to be so drunk off the TitanX buzz, right? And the Kool-Aid that's spiked with that extra rum that's going to be going out there on anticipation and speculation of where we could be with the buy and burn starting to buy these tokens at dirt cheap with no inflation and an on and popping tourist app, right? So TitanX doesn't need to be what it was before. What TitanX did, right, and the reason why it's in this position here was the participation that I told you I haven't seen in 1 year, 8 months, and 25 days that initially filled up this bad boy with the V1 Ethereum. This is all the percentage of the miners that were created that was the Ethereum used to create miners that created TitanX. All been sitting here, strategically waiting for that perfect opportunity. ETH is going to 5,200 on the next leg. Hey, 9,800 in 2026. Yep, that's gonna pump all our EVM assets. Yeah, I mean it's interesting because even like when you're heading down the bottom, like and you reach these numbers here, I like even here, and then especially on the trip down going downhill, you lose faith, you get frustrated. I got frustrated. I was like, man. A lot of the stuff that my leftover TitanX and especially DragonX has been the one that I could absolutely not afford to liquidate whatsoever. But I was still good with TitanX with a lot of the moves I made. So, and that's another discussion. We'll do DragonX on a whole nother video, right? We're gonna start with TitanX, work our way to DragonX. It's an order of operation. Then we'll get into like the Hyper, Hydra, and more heavy into Torres. Because I love Torres. But anyways, so that was the main thing that brought Ethereum and the reason why we have so much Ethereum in TitanX right now in the buy and burn waiting to happen. So it doesn't need new users coming to mint more. Not at all. It just now it has an existing supply that's no longer in inflation mode. It's got opportunity for a buy and burn, and people to get excited, dormant users to come back with their money, new users to follow them. You start seeing things trending on Dex Screener. Oh my God, this TitanX is taking off again. Hey, what's this Taurus? You know, the snowball effect. And that is where the opportunity is. Now, in a perfect universe, guys, like I said before, I go in and I hype this project in the first 3 months, right? And I say, hey, let's go short term. We get out and then we go and then we say, let's sell, and we come back at the lows, right? But it's been 2 years and now we've seen rock bottom, and we've seen that is because what did I say? For the simple fact, right, that Ethereum has been going down, the ultimate leverage. So the ultimate leverage is going to pay the ultimate price when you got Ethereum down versus up. But now that we're trending upwards, it's an exciting moment. I think I would call this, and I'm not a financial advisor, I'm for damn sure not a professional, but in my honest opinion, I find this a very big opportunity, right, at these numbers here. Now, if Ethereum turns around and let's say next week it starts to dump and we correct, you know, I think it comes back. That's great. I get the opportunity to DCA, but a lot of people are bullish that we're going to at least 5,000 soon, you know, by the end of the year. Then they have all these other predictions. There's a lot of analysts that have a lot of predictions too, 7,000, 10,000. I'm more like, okay, I'll see. I got to see it to believe it. All right. But you can only imagine this buy and burn being used at a $10,000 value, even a $7,500 value, what the value is going to be worth of, you know, the millions of dollars will be worth even more at those prices, and how much TitanX is going to be taken and burned off circulation forever. Then you have Taurus, it's going to utilize its strategies to do the same thing, to take more and more off the market. Then you got DragonX, okay? We're not going to talk about DragonX for more than maybe a couple minutes today. I'm going to give DragonX my full-blown attention on the next stream, okay? But we're going to take a look at something with DragonX really quick. And by the way, nice website. I can't remember the last time I had any interaction with Eric, but the UI is wonderful. So shout out to him. And I know he has been pretty open-minded with doing some things to expand and trying to bring on new users. He's definitely out there testing the waters and been doing stuff. But here's another important factor too that you want to add on top, like the cherry on top of the millions of dollars of Ethereum that the smart contract with the V1 has to buy and burn TitanX is, we'll talk about it quickly, is what the DragonX holds at this time too as well. So I believe here there's two sides of the fence. Correct me if I'm wrong, but on one side of the fence, there's 463 Ethereum. That's worth $1,686,719. That buys TitanX for the DragonX vault. And over here on this side, it buys and burns DragonX. It has 463.31 Ethereum. So this TitanX gets bought off, pulls it off the market. I don't believe it gets burned. I believe it goes into the staking vault. I can't remember, but that's off the market. It's definitely not buying it to flip it at a double or triple. I know that. Now on this side, the buying the Ethereum, the 463 Ethereum here, buys and burns DragonX. So DragonX is a leverage on TitanX. That's not chump change right there. A much, much lower supply versus TitanX. I know that 100% by far. So that becomes like a hyper leverage play. So we will get into that on another live stream. I got to get my feet wet again. You know, knowledge is power. It's been a minute for me, but I'm watching, I'm listening, and I'm aware. And I just definitely, is this a glitch? It says I got 1,075 viewers on YouTube. 29 on X. I don't know. Is that real numbers? Let me take a look. Let me refresh on actual YouTube. Maybe it's a glitch. I don't know how many people I really have here. I don't know. But I only got 10 likes. So smash the like button. That's how I know if there's really people here. Did somebody bot my stream? Because this says I have 1,100 people on here. That'd be great. Why does nobody ever talk about TitanX price going up? Will people mine again, making it not hyperinflationary? I think the mining days are over by design. It was meant to get more and more difficult to mine the token. So it was meant to be this way. And the Build on TitanX ecosystem, which now we have Taurus, and again, all the other Build on TitanX ecosystems out there, like Ouroboros and a lot of the other ones, Ouroboros is still strong. Like, I love the fact that I made that move. That's another video, right? There's so much to talk about. I cannot cram it into one video. And DragonX, I'm sorry, deserves its own dedicated video of content where I can break down all of that, because that is the ultimate leverage on the ultimate leverage, which is the leverage of Ethereum. So you just can't, work with me here to be on the next one. And then we cover a lot of the other stuff too. We'll make, what's your take on Ouroboros? I love it. Exclusive content for that later down the road. How many likes do we got here? There's like a lot of people viewing. Let's see. 11 likes. Come on, TitanX people. You got to go on Twitter, retweet it, get that content out there, right? Make sure people see, I'm back. TitanX is back. We're talking numbers. But yeah, this is a lot of money. And then DragonX too over there. Let's go back to the supply stats real quick. 97 trillion total burn, 56.34%. Incredible. The time was going to come. Build on TitanX leaderboard. Oh, okay. It's starting to ring a bell. Look at that. Hot Shogun, Hyper. Taurus is already at number 6, and that's going to continue to grow. That's going to continue to move up. Taurus, in my opinion, came at not only the right time, but they got to sit back and relax and watch everybody go out there and build on TitanX, and they got to watch all of the good things and the bad things and anything that they needed to see to make the necessary adjustments and changes, and it launched at the perfect time. So shout out to the Taurus people, okay? But back to the price. Do you guys want a price prediction? I'm not a financial advisor, for damn not sure, not a professional. So if I throw numbers out there, man, like I just said, not a professional. But I would say in all-time high environments, for Ethereum especially, right? A lot of people would say, like, you wouldn't count this as like, yeah, it's gonna hit the top. I do think it'll hit that number. But the number that we're looking at here would be 4 zeros and a 4-3. Now, let's measure from the bottoms. That's 6 zeros and a 1 1 2 3. We'll take that exactly, right? We see 1 2 3 4 5 6. Make sure I got enough. Okay, 1 1 2 3. If you multiply that by 25, a 25x gets you to 4 zeros and a 2 8. So you'd be roughly right here, right? Now 25x above that, or 25x, anything above that, you have to get a 26, 27. So I think I draw a number here from the bottom, 25x would be shocking if it doesn't happen. Now, this is with an Ethereum all-time high of what number? I'm not sure. Like, there's a lot of ETH between not only the V1, DragonX, and a lot of the other dApps as well that factor in at a price point of Ethereum being, let's say, $7,500. Let's say Ethereum's double, okay? Then that 25x becomes like FUD. Like, what are you talking about, dude? It's not, then you're in the realm of like 30, 40, 50. And you got to remember, guys, like, this is not something where you're not talking about something that has a ridiculous amount of liquidity and has more and more tokens coming out. Like, the inflation rate and time is over. Now all there is opportunity to burn and buy it. Buy and burn, buy it, and then you can utilize it on the dApp. Now, Taurus did something special that every special dApp does. It starts like a new meta, a new trend. So you best believe that the builders of TitanX, those who built and those who thought to build, they get like, it's like a Shark Tank. They all go around like, they're hungry. They see it's eating meat and the blood's in the water. They're going to want to set their own, stake in the ground with their own version, but something similar or different. Or maybe it supports Torres. Maybe they build something that burns Torres. I don't know. But it's going to be pretty inspiring because I think every build on TitanX Builder, if they all got together to revive and bring back their protocols to be at full strength like they were when they first came out and built more or on top, or just came up with new dApps, right now is that perfect time. Okay? Right now is that perfect time. So we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. And they're going to be able to ride that wave just like at the very beginning where we rode the wave with the miners, and then the build on TitanX ecosystem blew up. That was like, I would say got real popular about, I'm going to say it was August of 2024. So August, September, October, we're pretty on and popping. We see a lot of different dApps come out, and people made good money. It was fun. DeFi was fun. And we were trying to relive that euphoric feeling of when TitanX miners were popping, because that's a whole lot of X that came in, a whole lot of Ethereum that came into TitanX. And it paid off. Now we got all this Ethereum that can be used to buy and burn. So that Torres is going to lead the way, inspire builders. And then all there is now, because the buy and burn protocols faced a very hard task. They were on a path to buy and burn as much TitanX as they can to fight against inflation. Now, if you build a buy and burn protocol, you're not facing everyday inflation by the second, by the minute, by the hour, by the day, by the week, by the month. You're now looking at ETH going up, a ton of ETH to buy TitanX with the buy and burn, right? At a higher price point per ETH value, right? And no inflation. So it's going to be a very, very interesting time, because there's just not going to be enough. That saying, you don't have enough TitanX, that was a very popular saying, but it applies now more than ever, because now we have a whole nother breakthrough of these dApps, build on TitanX, burn, blah, blah, blah. It's going to really have a positive effect, because now you're not going to have that whole fighting the daily inflation. You're just going to be able to burn the heck of it, and people are not going to have enough of it. So the demand to buy it will start, that button will be pressed, and your hopes and your dreams in the perfect universe is Ethereum starts to take off. And by gosh, right? By gosh. But yeah, we've had some massive support. We have 1,081 viewers, 499 likes, people. I appreciate everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. TitanX people, I don't know who triggered all that, but we got a big audience today. I really appreciate everybody. So, I wanted to leave it at this, right? Some good times are ahead. A way different scenario, way more bullish than ever before. Now it's go time. So, my efforts will be just to spread the word as before. It's going to become easier now, because now we're not facing that inflation. And with Ethereum going up, it's not going to be that environment of when it crashed and everything was going down and people were fighting and upset, what's going on. The euphoric feeling that you had before, those good times, I think they're going to return to the entire crypto space. But it starts with ETH, and ETH is starting to boil up. All right, it's boiling like a cup of noodle right now. All right, and these protocols, Torres, we're going to talk about Torres in the members only content. Don't forget, links in the description, where I'm going to be going in and doing my 88-day maxes, and I'll show you guys all that. But yeah, it's a big opportunity. So shout out to Jake and Eric too for holding on to all that ETH and not budging, because there was a lot of people that I watched from the sidelines after I stopped talking about TitanX, putting the pressure, like pull the trigger. Now's the time, and they stuck to the ground. They're like, stuck to their ground. Whoever's controlling it, and did not apply that Ethereum at lows. And guess what? You're all going to benefit from it. Because I guarantee you, it's going to be used when it's supposed to be used at its best, when ETH is up. And when that happens, the reward comes. All right. The fireworks are going to be crazy. Don't forget to smash the like button, guys. I'll do a live stream about DragonX maybe in the next few days. But like, subscribe, post notifications. Till next time, we'll do it again. Yeah, dog.
I wake up in the morning, telegram in hand, on to our community, the coolest in the land. Cheese cream drops a joke, got me laughing loud. Then I start to scroll down through the daily crowd. Who's the OG prince, lighting up the zone? Is it Dama Beast or Sav on the throne? Or maybe it's Friday, Flexmas is here. Time to throw some gains and flex without fear. I toss out some questions, looking for the signs. And side fixes ready, dropping out for lines. I keep on reading, can't look away. Those spicy emojis make my whole day. Then someone yells exit, get off post chain. But I ride the waves through pleasure and pain. I live in a limbo of hope and despair, but we're all in this boat and I'm proud to be there. Yeah, I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game. I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game.